John Piper with the weekend video clip, and it's Saturday the 14th of September. I'm looking here at a chart of the S&P. For a while now I've been talking about this pattern on the Dow S&P, possible reversal pattern. We've discussed the 5 waves down, 1, 2, a 5-part 3 wave, this is wave 4, 5, then 4, and then the 5th wave, which is a pretty clear pattern. I mean, there are alternative counts, but I mean, I think the 5 waves here are pretty clear. The alternative count is that, which I don't like particularly, but this is an A wave. Get rid of the blue triangle rectangles. 1, 2, and this is a 1, 2, with some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's a 4 of 3, and this is actually a C wave. Don't like the count because first it's quite a big 4 of 3. There's no real 2 wave here, and we've got a clear 5 here. So basically I count this as a 5 waves down. We've then got an ABC rally here, which suggests this is a corrective move. Then a B, then a C to here. That's an A wave, B wave. Let's just expand this chart to look at the C wave a bit more detail. Right, so I'm saying this is A, this is B, then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we may have seen a peak at 1690 on the S&P. And there's not a huge amount to show for it, but the key thing is we've got expiry on Friday. So this is what we've been waiting for. It's tying in with this. We could have peaked already. We might just see a bit of toing and froing next week. But let's have a look at the form of this latest little blip down. Well, right now it looks like an ABC, so doesn't really add much to the bear case at this point in time. But I think the key thing here is the timing, and we see one more high, it won't make a huge difference to the count. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But basically, in the longer term, looking at that pattern we've just discussed, we've still got this 5 waves down. We've still got a corrective rally for now. It's stronger than we might want, but it is still corrective. This coming week, particularly expiry, could be extremely interesting. So look at the Dow now. Well, pretty much identical pattern here. We've got the initial 5 waves down, 2 or maybe an irregular 2, but then again another 5 waves here, down to there, then a 4 and a 5. Then we've got the A again, B, and then this thrust up, which can be subdivided into 5 again. But it's not clear we're seeing a peak. There's no evidence of a peak at this point. So again, same pattern, still negative, expiry coming up, and we'll have to see how it develops. But we're looking for a sell signal at this point, obviously. So have a look at the T-bond. Well, the T-bond continues to trend down, quite a significant fall here. Weak rallies, and the decline is not huge at the moment, but it's still going down. No sign of a low. Trying to make a bottom here, but again a very feeble rally, suggesting more downside to come. So bonds trending down, interest rates trending up. So that's continued to be a negative backdrop to the markets. FTSE, again, no change of opinion. We've got this peak in May, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nice and clear. Not so clear here. There's a possible 5 there, but we counted an ABC for now. There is a possible 4th and 5th there. Then we've got this 3-wave decline. Actually, no, there's a possible 5th there as well. But this is a corrective rally at this point. So again, we're possibly set for a major decline at this point. Let's have a look at the pattern on this a bit more closely. Okay, well there's a 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC, that's okay. That's obviously 1 and 2. Possibly a 3 down to there. Then a 4 and a 5. Not a great count, especially if there's a possible overlap here. An alternative count actually on this would be to count. I mean, there's no doubt this is a 1, 2. Maybe the 3 goes down to there. 4 and then a very subnormal 5th, which is not ideal either. So it's not a good count. But this is definitely a corrective. I mean, you can see that there's no real form to this. If there's no form to it, then it tends to be corrective. 6-6 is proving to be a bit of a stumbling block. But again, it's all down to expiry. next week. I mean, we're looking for opportunities. We're basically opportunistic traders. We're looking for signals and opportunities that come up. So we're looking in the future, which all we can do is peer into the future darkly. That's a correct expression. And right now the setups seem to be in place. We just need to see the signals to take action. Okay, gold. We saw this low here. We then had possible 5 waves up there. We then saw a possible 2 wave, and now we're seeing this rally here. Now there are 2 main counts here. One is it's in an ABC with wave A and wave C of equal length. Now the fact we're now fallen back quite sharply, in fact taking out the high there, means there's a good case that this low is going to be broken. The only count which actually saves the situation from gold's point of view, and if equity is going to fall back, then this is possibly a valid count. Is that this is a 1, 2. This is another 1, 2, with some kind of 3rd wave due. So there is still some light on the horizon here. It's certainly a possibility. I mean, there's a fairly good case. This is an important low. I think that the views on gold are fairly negative now. I mean, it's been failing to do much for a while, and most commentators seem to be saying that it's going down, which is of course a positive for the market, because if everybody's saying it's going down, then one can assume that everybody is either short or unpositioned. So the potential is therefore there to buy the market. I mean, that's not necessarily the case, of course. You can assume these things, but you can't actually get a complete fix on them. So let's have a look at the form of this decline. Okay, I mean basically it looks unfinished. So this is an A or a 1. This is probably a 2. This looks like an ABC, which is a bit confusing. Let's count as some kind of 1. That would be a 2. Then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like it's due more downside. I mean, there's the wave count suggests we haven't seen a low at this point. I mean, basically we've got it's fallen around 1300, which seems to be perhaps the purpose of this point. Sorry, the reason for this blip up. But the wave count suggests unfinished business and more downside to come for the time being. So I wouldn't suggest going long at this point. I mean, certainly you see a buying spike come in around 1300. That would be a good opportunity to go long if you wanted to do so. But right now it looks like there's more downside to come, whatever the outcome of this the current situation. Well, again, it's a case of waiting and seeing. We seem to be in the middle of something with the resolution very possibly around expiry. It's triple witching this week, which means you've got the expiry of the September futures as well as the options, and of course the futures and options to make the triple witching hour come in, which is often pivotal. Hasn't been so much recently, but that doesn't mean to say that it won't be on this occasion. Wait and see. Right, so finally pound dollar. Okay, here's the big triangle, which was the reason we went short in the first place. We went short around 116. In fact, we preempted the break of the triangle, which was there. So this is the break. I'm just wondering whether we're going to see a retest of the trend line. In fact, the way it's going, because we haven't seen a retest of the trend line. We saw one here, but we haven't seen one in the longer term. And it is looking like we might see that now. It's not well, I mean, it's 4 cents away. It's not a huge move away. At this point, we're now flat. We overall made profit on the position, not as much as I would have liked, but I know a number of you have been sort of jobbing the position, getting in and out, and it did catch some really good moves. We were up 1,000 points at one point. We took profit of 500 around here, I think 155. Re-shorted here. Again, that position produced some profits, but we then got stopped out on this move above 15750. As I mentioned in my report, I'm still holding dollar assets. I think that makes a lot of sense in the current environment to have a fairly mixed portfolio, not everything in sterling. It still looks to me like we've got this this big move down, then we've got the triangle, corrective 2 wave or B wave, and I still think this is a start of something. But obviously we want to, we've been stopped out, we want to reposition. If that's the case, we'll see how things develop. But right now, I say it's possible we're going to retest the upper trend line. And again, it's a question of waiting and seeing how it develops. Okay, that's all for today. I'm now in Bangkok, which is pretty cloudy and gloomy, actually not even that hot in fact. But it's slightly warmer than the UK, I guess, which is no bad thing. Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. I'm back on Tuesday morning with the pre-opening report. As you know, we go on to a pre-opening basis when I'm in the Far East, as it's possible to do a report before the open, whereas it's not really when based on European time. Thanks again, and bye for now.